Hi friends, my name is Debbie, and if you are new here, welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna be showing you different techniques that I use and for landscapes, and it's gonna make your landscape go to the next level. Really simple techniques, nothing crazy. For paper, I'm gonna be using my 100% cotton paper, Paul Rubens paint set, and as I always say, I do not paint realistic. This is just a reference photo to give me some inspiration. So let's jump in and get started. We're gonna start off by putting our first layer. It's gonna be really light. Remember, first layer is really light and we build the layers as we go. So this one here is my turquoise. And if you don't have this color, you could make it. Just get your blue and a touch of green. Lots of water, not too much pigment, and we're gonna be doing some gradient. That means we're gonna put the color on one side of the paper, and then we're gonna clean our brush and we're gonna bring just clean water to the rest of the paper. And we're lifting as we go, removing some of the excess paint. We wanna keep one side dark on the darker side, and then the other side is gonna be on the lighter side. So as you put your paint, make sure you blend it. You don't want hard lines anywhere, especially water. We want to make sure it's nice and blended. Then for this part here, I'm just adding a little bit more pigment to the mix just to give the definition that it's far away. For the sky, I'm using my cerulean blue, really light on the color, just adding this one here in the areas where you see the sky, and then you're gonna get a paper napkin, you're gonna roll it, and you're gonna dab on the paper, and that's gonna give you some nice clouds. For this part of the painting, this is rocks, so I just have a mix of my gray color, some browns, maybe a touch of sienna just to give that little red color inside the rocks, and we're going light, so not too much pigment, a lot of water, and just putting these marks on the paper. And then we want to make sure this is nice and not completely wet, halfway there. Then you're gonna get a piece of credit card. Cut any card, it doesn't have to be a credit card, but something hard that you can scratch off the paint. And you're just gonna do this in some areas where you see the lighter color, or maybe where you see some lines inside the rocks. And this is gonna give you this beautiful texture, really simple. Just make sure it's not super wet, because if it's too wet, the paint is just gonna move and it's gonna go back to it. So we wanna make sure these marks stay on the paper. So it has to be in between wet and dry. So I'm just doing these simple marks. You can do it flat, or you can use the side of the card to make the lines, and just scrape off some of the paint just to give those highlights inside the rocks. Really simple. Anybody could do this, even beginners. I don't make things complicated. I want to make sure you enjoy when you're painting. This is stress-free. You're not supposed to be stressed out. And if you are, take a break or pause the video if I'm going too fast. And you can always go back whenever you're ready. For this part of the mountain, I'm just using my sap green, really light on the color, and I'm using the tip of the brush. Just dabbing that paint on the paper and leaving those marks behind. And really simple, use the tip of your brush, do some dabbing here and there, maybe start mixing your greens. I have different greens already ready to go. I usually have everything ready. I make different greens. I make light green, medium green, and dark green. Also, I'm adding some of my yellow ochre and some parts of the painting here on the greenery, just to give some highlights that I see inside the kind of the trees or the bushes. Really simple, just use the tip of the brush, wiggle it, and because it's wet, the paint is gonna move and it's gonna blend really nice. It's gonna give you some marks, but not too much. And if it does not blend completely, you could do two different things. You could use your brush and try to blend it. Just press on it and it's gonna move the paint a little bit. If doesn't work for you, then clean your brush and go back to it and try to move it with a clean brush. Really simple, nothing crazy. And we're just adding some more paint as I go. Wherever I see my darker color or my shadows, that's where I put the darker green. And then we want to keep some of the highlights. Do not cover the light greens. We want to make sure we have some highlights in there. As you see, there's some lighter parts where the sun hits the bushes. So we want to keep those highlights in there. So do not cover those. Those are essential to give your landscape a more realistic texture. And I'm just using the tip of the brush. This is the quill, but you can use any brush that you have at home. You don't have to go shopping. Use what you have. Same with the paint. Use the paint that you have at home. If you have primary colors only, you can always mix and make your own colors. You don't have to buy a big set of paint. And just continue putting those marks. Some areas, keep your highlights, remember that. And like I said, this is the first layer. We're gonna go back to it, give some more texture and more details. And if you get outside the rocks, it's even better because it's gonna be more realistic. So we're gonna keep going. And we're gonna add some of the gray in between these rocks. I see there's a little bit of rocks showing through, so we're putting those. And then for the bottom part, I did a mix of my Payne's Gray and Burnt Umber. That's gonna give you a shadow color. And then with the tip of the brush, I'm making some lines wherever I see shadows inside the rocks. And again, this is just the first layer, so you don't have to worry too much. We will go back to it and give more details. But for now, this is what we're doing. And just making those lines. Wherever you see shadows, just put those lines. Do not cover the highlights that you did with the credit card. We want to make sure those stay nice and light. And then we're going to put the shadows. Put in line marks here and there, few places. Really simple. This is a really simple landscape. Now for this mountain, because it's in the background, it's gonna be on the lighter color. We don't wanna have this mountain competing with the other mountain, so she has to be nice and light. She's in the background, she's not getting that too much attention. She's just there, to fill in the space. So we're just putting the same colors that we did in the previous one. I'm adding my darker color and my light color, just more water to the mix, less paint. And again, put your lighter color where you see your highlights and your darker color where you see the shadows. And that's what I'm doing. And because it is wet, it's gonna keep moving and it's gonna blend nice and beautiful. And that's what we want, nice blending. Then I see a piece of a mountain on this side, so I'm not too crazy to give too much details to this side because she's not the main attraction. So she's gonna stay kind of on the side. And I'm just putting the same colors from the background mountain, the greens. And then for this part, I'm adding some of my leftover mix from the rocks, and thus the paint's gray with some brown. If you put too much paint, remember you can always take a paper towel and remove any excess. And again, I'm using the credit card to give some texture to this part of the mountain. And don't worry too much because this part is gonna get kind of covered. I have some palm trees that I'm gonna be putting on, so I'm not too worried about that part. Just adding some more texture here on this mountain. And this is my sap green. More paint, less water. And I'm adding also the yellow ochre and cadmium yellow. Just put in the tip of the brush in some areas. And the paper is getting a little bit dry. So just get your brush wet, go back to the paint and try to blend it. Just press on that paint. Try to spread it a little bit on the side. And now I'm putting some salt. This is gonna give some beautiful highlights. They kind of look like snowflakes, and it's gonna give you a beautiful texture. Really simple, you don't have to work so hard. You just put the salt, and the salt takes care of the whole mess. Just make sure it's completely dry before you remove it. That's the key. You gotta let it dry, then you can remove the salt. Then I'm using the, this is my sienna, really light on the color, not too much paint. This is lots of water. And then I'm adding the second layer for the water, the exact same colors. Just bring some more light into the water and a little bit more concentrated color to the water. Then this part here, I'm putting my blue, more concentrated, just to give those shadows that I see in the water. For this part of the rocks, I'm using my sienna, burnt umber, and my gray, the gray that I made for the other rocks. And I'm just putting more paint, less water, and we will be giving more texture to these rocks. Just put in some areas with darker colors, some with lighter colors, and then we're gonna put some salt just to give some more texture to it. Back to the sand. So for this part here, I'm using the sienna, really light on the color. I added some of my shadow color, lots of water, barely any color to it. I wanna make sure it's nice and light. Friends, don't forget to check out my Etsy store where I have lots of paintings that I do here on my YouTube channel. If you don't see the one that you like, please let me know and I will be able to list it. They're really affordable. I don't charge a lot for my paintings. This is really affordable. So please check it out. And now for this part, I'm putting my sap green, then I'm adding some cadmium yellow, I'm adding the green gold, and just using the tip of the brush to give some texture to these trees, bushes, trees, whatever the case may be. Just using the tip of the brush, putting those colors in some areas. Remember to keep some highlights. So add your light color first, then go to your medium color, and then the last one would be your darker color. Skip some areas for more texture and more kind of realistic look. And the paint is wet, so remember when the paint is wet, it's gonna spread and it's gonna give you this beautiful blending texture. Really simple. Just adding in some areas. Remember to use just the tip of the brush. And this one here is a quill, but you can use any brush that you have. And if you have foliage brush, it's even better. That means you're gonna have a really old brush you're gonna cut some of the, let's call it hair of the brush, but that's not the name, but that's for you to understand. And just cut few places here and there, make it uneven, and that would be the perfect brush to give some texture. Also, you can use any sponge, and that will give you a beautiful texture. You can buy those in Michael's. I get the set of 3, and that's the best way to make trees and bushes and all that kind of things. Now I'm adding some salt to give more texture to the trees, and we're gonna let this dry. Now I'm moving to my palm tree. So for this one, I'm using my burnt umber, really light on the color. I'm putting this one with my number, I believe it's a number 3, really thin brush. And you can put as many colors as you want on your palm tree. For me, I like to keep 2 colors. I usually put a light brown and then I add the shadow color on a darker brown, just to keep it simple. And then for your leaves for the palm tree, what I do is I mix my greens first, and I have light green, medium green, and dark green. Also, I have a mix of my browns, the leftover browns, so I'm using those for some of the palm tree falling down. They look like they're dried, so if you put brown and some green in it, it's gonna look so realistic. That's another technique that I would tell you to do. Try to get those nice, beautiful colors blending in there, and just give some extra touch. You know, it makes it look more natural, more organic. Like you see in the reference photo, the bottom pieces of the palm tree, they're kind of dry. So if you put your browns there, it's gonna look just like the painting, or just like the photo, sorry. And for this, I'm just using the tip of the brush, making those lines that represent the palm tree. There's not much to explain. This is really simple. Just put those line marks. And sometimes I put them together. Sometimes I leave space in between just to make it more realistic, kind of. And I'm adding the sap green. Then I put my darker green. If you don't have a darker green, you use your sap green and add either ultramarine blue, or you can add Payne's gray, either or. And that's gonna give you a nice, beautiful, darker color. As you see, I put the light first, then I move to my medium color, and then I add my darker color. If you pay attention to the palm trees, if you see the branch, they have different greens. So the new leaves are gonna be lighter, the older leaves are gonna be on the darker side, either darker or gonna be dried. So that's where we put in the browns. And just go with the flow, like the wind is blowing in there. So we wanna add those movements to your palm tree branches, and just really simple. Play with it. Try to make it as simple as possible for yourself so you can enjoy when you're painting. Just adding some more of these branches. And friends, if you did not subscribe yet, please do so. I put videos every single week, and I'm also on social media. I'm on TikTok and Instagram under the same name, Debbie's Art Journey. So you can see more of the paintings or more videos in there. And don't forget to turn the notifications on, and so whenever I have a new video, you will be able to watch it first before anybody else. So we're putting those tiny little branches here for this other palm tree, and just make those line marks in there. Really simple. Make sure you leave some space in between. Don't compact all of the marks for the palm trees. Give some space for them so they can breathe. And remember to keep your highlights. That's the most important thing to do. Keep your highlights. That's a simple technique to make your paintings go to the next level. By making those, light colors, medium colors, and darker colors, you have different levels of greens or different levels of browns. Let's just make your paint look more natural. It won't look flat, I promise you that, because you're giving layers and you're giving texture, so your painting is not gonna look flat at all. It's gonna look more dimensional. I'm adding some browns here and there, just few places, not too much. We don't wanna overdo it. And then for this part here, the steps from this guy that is walking on the sand, I'm just using some dry brush technique. This is another technique that is beautiful and it's so easy. Just pick paint. Do not add any water to your brush. You're just picking up the paint. And put your brush completely flat on the paper, and that's gonna give you these beautiful marks for the sand or for the steps that the person are making on the sand. Really, really simple. And then for this part here, I'm putting the rocks. This is my sienna, really light on the color. I put lots of water on the paint. I would say I have like 5% color, 95% water. And then I'm going back to a more concentrated brown and just adding some shadows in some areas. As you see some rocks inside the water, they have some shadows. So that's what I'm trying to do, and I'm just adding some more lines, pretending that these also are rocks inside the water. And you can add as many as you want or as little as you want. Remember, this is your painting, you make it your own. I'm just giving you an example how I would paint this, but you don't have to do the exact same thing. You can add your own personal touch and make your own painting. Remember, I'm adding some shadows, just one side. The other side is gonna be the light side, and one side is gonna be your shadow side. So make sure you keep that in mind when you're adding your shadows. One has to be light, one is gonna be dark. And you can use the finger like I do. Sometimes I don't have paper towels, so I just use my finger. Whatever works for you. Adding some more lines for more texture inside the water. And this is the same color that I did put before. Just making those simple lines on the water. And then I clean my brush and I'm just blending. I don't want hard lines. I want everything nice and smooth. So clean your brush as you go and then try to blend it. Do not blend too much because we want to keep some of the shadow in the water. So don't remove all of the paint, just a little bit. Then I'm gonna add the shadow for this part of the mountain. And this is my Payne's Gray with burnt umber. Really, really simple. And then I'm going just a touch higher. I want to do some dry brush technique on the mountain. And that's another beautiful technique that gives so much texture and it's so easy to do. So just pick up paint, do not pick up any water, and then you're gonna put your brush completely flat on your paper and then just scrape off that paint. This is gonna give you beautiful texture on the rocks. It's gonna be effortless and it's gonna give you some really, really nice shadows on the rocks. As you see, really simple technique, but it just takes the landscape to another level. Beautiful, beautiful texture. So remember just to keep your brush flat on the paper. Do not use the tip of the brush because that's going to give you lines. So make sure your brush is completely flat. And you can do this as much as you want or as little as you want. And I'm bringing from the bottom up some of this texture just to give some shadow to those open areas inside the rocks, just to make those shadows deeper. And then I'm putting this green, this is the sap green. Also adding some of my amber, some areas here. And just putting this, another palm tree that was here in this picture. You cannot see it that well because I kind of cut it just a touch. But it was there, so I'm putting this palm tree in there. And also we need to fill in this space. So I'm adding the palm tree, just the branches. You won't see the trunk, just the branches. And I'm using the exact same colors as I did before. Whatever left over in your palette, that's what we're doing right there. Putting those darker marks in there. Really, really simple. Make sure you keep some of your highlights. Then I'm adding some of my cadmium yellow, just to give different highlight color. Then for the sand, I'm gonna do some splatter. This is also a beautiful technique that gives so much texture to your sand. It's just incredible. It looks so realistic. You could do this with your brush, or you can do this with a toothbrush. It will give you beautiful tiny dots that is gonna make the sand looks even more perfect. And for this part here, I'm just using my shadow. This is supposed to be my burnt umber and ultramarine blue, but somehow my water was not clean, so it's kind of dirty. It's looking a little bit green, so make sure your water is clean so your shadow color looks like a shadow. And then when you add too much, you can always use a paper towel just to pick up some of the excess. Adding some of my shadow color to the rocks, just some areas. We don't want to overdo this part here. Just make sure you put that on one side of the rocks. Don't go around it. It's gonna be just one side. Really, really simple. This is a really simple painting, nothing crazy. And now I'm adding some more color to this part of the rocks here that I have on the outside. You don't have to put these if you don't want. I saw them in the picture, so I said I'm just gonna put them. And then I'm adding some more of my shadow color, and then I'm adding the leftover of my watercolor and put in some lines just to represent those kind of movement in the water, like the waves, and really, really light. We don't want to bring too much attention to the water. Just put in those marks, and if you put too much, just get a paper towel and wipe off any excess. For the foam, I'm using the bleed proof white. You can also use wash, or you can use a marker if you have acrylics or Sharpie, something that is super white. And I'm just using the tip of the brush and wiggling as I go, making those movement in the water. And for the foam, I put my brush completely flat on the paper and I scrape off the paint. And just add the foam in some areas. Not too much. There are no waves here, so it's just a tiny little part in the water that I see that it has this foam. And just wiggle your brush as you go, leaving those beautiful marks on the water. Really simple, nothing crazy. And I'm putting some on the other side just in case I missed it. Just adding some more. And I don't know, I like to use my finger, but you don't have to use the finger. You can use the paper towel. Adding some more texture here. And like I said, this is not gonna look flat. This is gonna look beautiful because we're adding layers and we're adding texture. So your painting will never look flat. Now I'm adding some more water and some more of my watercolor, which was my turquoise, just to give more definition to the water. Really, really simple. Adding some more splatter to the sand, and you can do this as much as you want or as little as you want. Now I'm adding some of the fruit or seeds that this palm tree had. So this is the final details. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a like, and I will see you on my next one. Take care, friends. Bye bye for now.